Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
It's not morning here, my dear. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy mal. My blue.
Where's my
Oh,
Where's
your
my
blue
blue
wig.
wig?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
wear
put you
it.
in a
You're gonna
different
shoot
color
me.
though. Okay. Uh, let me see.
Blue's my color though. Why are we looking at feathers?
I was not. Look, I was not ready today, but I'm trying to get ready. That is bad. I'm so glad you requested me today. I was
Hey,
like I'm struggling.
we're gonna make that happen.
So it's today. Look, this is when I
Come
really
on here,
don't want
dude.
to comb hair. Dude, really?
I had the same
This is
problem.
my
Gotta make
hat
sure we're
today.
good.
Here we go.
I'm
Her name is
inviting
so pretty. I
Ajani.
gotta hear her say it.
Hi. Hi,
Hello,
you're
Miss
She
beautiful as
is
Mia.
here.
well. How are
Hello, Ajani.
you?
I'm
Oh, thank
excited that
you.
you're on here. You're going to tell us all how to be beautiful, glam, amazing, how I can fix this and this and that and all this.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I am.
Okay, so before we start talking, I'm going to let Mark run the show, but can you pronounce your name for me just so I'm saying it correctly? It's so
Thank,
pretty the way he
thank
says it, but I got to
you.
hear
And then I need you to do
you
the same.
say it.
It's Ajani. Yes. Thank you.
Ajani. Oh, that is so pretty.
Thank
I've
you.
never heard
That's
that
what I
before.
hear.
I I love your parents are very special and creative.
Well, because
So why
the
have you
the
never corrected me?
AU
Because I
does
always say
say all,
Ajani, not Ajani.
so it's more preference. I don't really mind
Uh,
that. I versus saying Ajani or
Yeah.
Awani. So I'm gonna go with Ajani, Aj, whatever you want to call me, but just don't say no Awani, whatever. People be putting new syllables and yeah, yeah. So you're fine the way you say it.
I love
No,
it.
you have not been saying
Just
it
making
wrong.
sure. I'm like, we
I
got
always
like
tell
3 years
people it's
in and
like
I've been saying it wrong the whole
when I
time.
phonetically break it down since fourth grade is when you're going to the dentist, you're opening your mouth, right? And then me.
uh, I like that.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I love it. But I
yes.
totally understand the name
Now we
So
know.
how do you pronounce your name?
Fiasco. So I've been called all kind of things. Um, let me see, Mark. How you say my name? Ah, okay,
Mark
he got it.
Okay.
So
Jane.
that's correct, Jeanne. So
Uh-huh.
I like to tell people think of Zsa Zsa Gabor and Renee, and that's who my mom named me after, Zsa Zsa Gabor and my aunt Renee, and put it together. So the Zsa and the Nay.
Okay.
So yeah, but most people call me Z because they
Yeah,
can never
yeah.
remember, which is fine by me. I don't care. But I'm like you. Just don't call me Zany, Zany, or or usually I'll get that.
That's
And
me.
I'll be like, that's me. I'm here.
They be like,
I'm here.
I'm like, hey, yeah, that's me right
That's
here.
this girl. Yeah, here we go.
Really?
Really, I bet you do.
Yeah, I get that all the time. People call me
Martin.
Is
Martin. Like
that me?
every time I go to Starbucks or whatever, like you say your name and then
Your
it's like,
alias.
yeah, Martin. I'm
Alias.
like,
Wait,
I guess it's
wait. So I have to tell y'all, for a time, I think I
like,
was like in the 6th grade. I went by my middle name for a while. For I think my entire sixth grade, I went by my middle name, and I was at a different school because we had moved from California to Denver, back to California, back to Denver. But for a while, I went by Mary. So there were people who knew me as Mary, which is my middle name, right? My name Mary, right? But right. And so
it goes together,
as I grew up,
you know.
I would run into people. They would be like, "Oh yeah,"
be like, "Who are you talking to?"
And my family would be like, "Who is right? Yes. Her name is not Mary."
I had the same incident. I used to work at the mall, and my middle name is Brianne. So I just went by Bree for like 2 years.
Oh, that's
like just Bree. Yes, because I'm like,
it's
I'm
easier.
so tired of saying, how do you say your name? How do you say your name? I'm like,
yes.
Gee, just call me A or Hey.
You know what? Just oh my gosh, that is too funny. See, Mark, you see what us women go through? I mean, gosh, all the way from our
to our names.
To our names. Goodness, what more do we need?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Very unique. I was like, okay, my name fits.
But that's the beauty of being, you know, who we are.
I'll live with it because I was like, why didn't my mama name me Sarah, Michelle, or something?
There you go.
I was like, I'm tired of everybody asking me how to say it.
Although
we love all those names. I was like, I just need something more common. Now I'm like, I don't want it to be common. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited about today. I don't, and I know you and Mark, you guys have known each other. So this would be my first time speaking to you, meeting you, hearing all about you. So I am super, super excited to hear about everything that you're going to share today. So I'm going to sit back, got my notebook, and take some notes. And be a very good student.
So, did you want me to speak on the importance of makeup for photo shoots and stuff? Yes, that too.
So yeah, we'll get into it. But first, I want people to know who you are, where you are, and what you do. Because I know you got some classes coming up and some things. So we have some Chicago folk that'll see it.
Like Mark says.
Who is Jenny?
I am a beautypreneur. So I run my own business here in my basement. I do makeup, facials, all the beauty stuff. So I wax, I do eyelash extensions. I travel only for the makeup services because everything else is just way too much to lug around. I've been in the industry now about 13 years. I started taking it very, very serious for the last like 9 years because I was an at-home mom for so long, and I was just like, I'm doing it as a hobby. I'm doing it before we go to the club and everything else. So can I get some money from this? I need to, get this bag. So then I started working at MAC Cosmetics for a little while. Originally, before MAC Cosmetics, I was at a dermatology office, and I was just like so amazed by the skin conditions and skin types and all that. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that some of that stuff even existed. So that's what prompted me to go to aesthetic school. So I was an at-home mom while I was doing aesthetic school. It was a year-long course, and I did it in 5 months. I had because I was like, my husband's gonna have to cook for my kids. What if he poisons them? I know. I was home for so long, and you know how us moms are.
Wait a minute.
Like, if I don't do it, it's not done the right way.
I better turn my head. I better look this direction.
Not that one.
She said,
She said, not that one.
Right. So I have 4 beautiful children, aging from 21 to 12. And so they're very busy, and in sports, basketball mostly, but I have a 15-year-old that does volleyball. And my passion is makeup. My money maker is the others, some of the other things, but makeup keeps me busy during the weekends, and on the weekdays I do lash extensions. I do them on the weekends too, but you know, that's like the bulk of the business, the core of the business. And I am hosting a class. I used to do it all the time, and then the pandemic hit, and I just, for whatever reason, just got so nervous. I was like, I can't do a class. Oh, people don't know me anymore. I don't know. It was just a fear. I'm telling you, it was just a fear. Yeah.
Really?
So just recently, a lot of my clients are like, come on, just pop a video on TikTok. And I'm like, but I don't like to hear my voice. And I don't like this. You know, I'm just making all the excuses possible. Whatever. Oh, the eyeliner was a little crooked. Can't post that one. You know? So I'm just so critical of myself. Not that I want to be perfect or I think I should be perfect. It's just, you know, something that goes on with me. But I am hosting a class here in Joliet. I live in Joliet, Illinois. And the class is going to be held at the athletic club in Joliet. And it's going to be about 3 hours, to where I'm going to do a live demo and talk about each product that I'm using. And then I'm going to allow the ladies to do a guided self-application workshop, to where I can literally walk you through. Let's put the foundation on. Now let's do your eyebrows. And if they have questions as we're going along, I think that helps a little bit, because I'm a hands-on learner. Some people are just, you know, we know everybody is different at learning, but I figured if we do more tactical, that would be perfect, right? And so I'm getting some really good feedback, and people are like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So it's limited booking, but I'm really thinking I want to do a series. I want to like dig deep, because I can't, you know, in 3 hours, I can't go into highlight and contour and all the stuff, because there's so much stuff with makeup, you know. But this one will just be like a natural beat. Like, I mean, people think that I spend an hour on my face. I don't. 15 minutes. And that's when I have to. Because on a regular day, you might not, I'll be like, hey, I do makeup. And they're like, what? You know, at least I keep my skin looking good. So, child. But, so I just want yes, I just want everybody to, you know, really grasp the fact of you can't have perfect makeup or great makeup without a foundation. That foundation is drinking your water, skincare. You know, people think, oh, I'm only 25. Well, honey, that's for now. You're only 25 for a year. So preventative care does help. Yes, preventative care helps. True. So, you know, so the skincare is a very, very important role in makeup. And I also wanted to go through the fact that, you know, with Mark is amazing. His cameras work wonders. His editing is out of this world. But honey, you need a little makeup on to take those pictures, so my baby ain't got to work so hard, okay? So let me throw a little concealer on just so that my man's job could be a little bit easier, okay? Like, no, I'm going to do my own makeup. And then by 12 o'clock, it's off. Like, what makeup did you use? Yes, like those cameras.
Or they show up green, or, you know, it's like all kind of
you know,
stuff
that 90% of women are self-conscious about. So why not use a little bit of makeup? It's not, you know, I always tell people makeup is not a tattoo. It's not permanent. Right. It's okay to enhance, hence my business name, Enhance Glamour. It's okay to enhance your natural beauty.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love.
Yeah. And so Audrey and I have been working together.
Yeah, about 4 years.
3 years? 4 years?
Wow.
Something like that. And the thing that I love the most is the fact that her application is so natural. It's like, you know, and when you want to doll it up, she can do all of those things too. But when she does a simple natural beat, it's so amazing. And people like, we just did a shoot in Chicago recently, and one of the people, like, she was like screaming when she finally saw her makeup, and she was like, I look like me, like I don't look like somebody else. And it's like, so to me, that's the essence of it. But Audrey, can you talk a little bit about, because I think one of the main things that becomes a struggle for a photographer, you know, and I'm sure you hear it as a makeup artist, is the confidence issue. So how does makeup really help from a confidence standpoint, or,
Yes.
you know, kind of dealing with
So
some of
I
those
would
things that
definitely
people are
say
naturally
that, like,
subconscious about and
we're
aware
enhancing
of?
your natural beauty. So it's okay to cover some of the imperfections that you may be self-conscious about. And it's all about like color correcting. So no, I don't have to use you see Instagram and things like that, and people automatically think like, because I'm a makeup artist, I'm going to make you look like a drag queen. And drag queens do amazing makeup, but if you don't want to look like something else, I can do that. But if you want to look like somebody else, I can do that too, you know? So color correcting does make a big difference, you know, with some people for an example, you have dark circles. Well, depending on the tilt of your head, those dark circles will look darker in a photo because of the shadowing. So if we brighten it up, no matter what angle, honey, it's bright. So it does make a big difference, and it doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take 2, 3, 4 foundations and 2, 3, 4 concealers. That's not realistic. That's for Instagram. That's for social media. And not everybody wants to look like that. And I understand that. I try to execute to the best of my ability what you would normally do on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Or if you want extra enhancements, like, oh, I don't normally wear eyeshadow, I'll try it. Then I'm not going to go with some pink and purple. I'm going to do something natural so that you can still feel like yourself, you know? So it does make a big difference in your confidence level. And I strongly believe in when you look good, you feel good, and that confidence level just skyrockets.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
So I love what you said about not having to do like a whole bunch of makeup. But my question is, if you do just want to do just a little bit of makeup, but yet you've got uneven skin tones, and not just for pictures, not for photography, just like everyday life, like, do you tell your clients to wear 2 different shades? Like for me, I'm that one with the dark circles, and I'm the one where, like for some reason when I do pictures, I think my undertones are darker. So they just look a little bit different when I'm on camera and in front of the camera than when you see me in person. It's funny. I don't know. But yes. So do you recommend people mixing shades? I would love to be girly one day in my life. I'm not girly. I wear makeup because I come from a family where my aunts, my grandmother, my mom, they always had full face makeup every single day of their lives. I don't even think their husbands ever saw them without makeup. So I come from that family, although my cousins, they're very different. They're opposite. They went opposite of our women in our family, where I did not. I'm like, oh my God, I need makeup. So I'm so used to wearing makeup that I hate wearing it.
You don't like
because I'm used to wearing it, and because I grew up wearing it. Yes, but I prefer me without makeup. But I won't go out without it because that's just how I grew up. So when I do put on makeup, I do the basics because I don't really know too much makeup, understand makeup and stuff like that. My daughter, who's 18 now, is amazing with makeup. She is, I don't know, her skills are unbelievable, but yet I don't understand what she does and how she does it. So I just do the basics. I'm like, okay, I need some brows, I need some foundation, and I need a little bit on my cheeks, and I'm out the door. That's about as much as I do. But because I have the uneven, I don't do the concealer because I've never been able to make it look right, where it would always look gray or look clunky or
so
I don't know.
I would say it's all about color correcting. So if you have hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation is darker than your natural tone. Hypo is lighter. So if you have like lighter spots, not meaning vitiligo, just like some, sunspots, age spots. Okay. I would always say, you you can go a little lighter and you can go a little darker. I don't know if you guys seen like TikTok videos and things like that when they put on and it looks like it's white, but then when they finish, it's like, how did she get that to look like that? Because, you know, the contouring and things like that. So the outer edges will be a little bit darker. So I would suggest if you have hyperpigmentation or hypopigmentation, you find the color that matches mostly your neck, okay? And that's your natural color. And then you can work with, you know, the blush or a little bit of concealer and things like that. I only would recommend like 2 different foundations. Well, I don't really do that unless you have to mix them to make your color, in which sometimes that does happen. If you're working with one line or if you have 2 favorite lines and you mix it to make that perfect color, then that's great. But I would always say color correct. It's easy. For darker skinned women, you want to use like an orange or a red. I don't know if you've seen those videos. You know, you can use red lipstick under there just to neutralize it. So you have to think of the color wheel. You know, if it's dark under there, we're going to call that blue in the makeup world. So you need a little bit of red to make it neutralize. Okay. So for a lighter skinned person, their darkness, I wouldn't go as orange. I would go more peachy, you know, more salmon, something like that to neutralize it. So it just depends on your color. And it actually, sometimes you won't even need foundation because it neutralized it and made it look like your normal skin. And now just depending on which product you use. Yes. So a lot of people are a little bit darker around here because we talk. You know, we're moving that area, you know, things like that. Under here, more hereditary, lack of sleep, lack of water. It's a lot of things that play in part of that. But, you know, so sometimes around here, I'll put an orange corrector on there.
So what is a corrector? Is it like a liquid? Is it a powder? Is it what is it? Correct me, please. So when I see Mark in a couple of weeks at Shutterfest, he's going to be like, you guys are correct.
So a corrector, it could be liquid, mostly liquid or cream. I have some creams, I have some liquids, but this one is Makeup Forever. And if I put it on here, it actually, it's a little orangey, but you really can't even see it on there, you know?
Oh.
But yeah, so they come in different colors. Now, if I was doing, you know, maybe.
And what was that?
That is
Who is that by?
Makeup Forever.
Makeup
Forever.
Makeup Forever.
They have great concealers and color correctors. This one is the LA Girl. A lot of women use the LA Girl like concealers, but they also have an orange. They have a green, you know, so green is for someone that has a lot of redness, like rosacea, or, you know, they're just, you know, maybe acneic skin. So they may have a couple blemishes or something like that. And I can just put it a little bit and just tap it in and it neutralizes it. So when I put the foundation all over, I don't have to cake on foundation just to cover that area. So most of my foundations are medium coverage. They're not like full on coverage. I like to play in the middle just because I like the more natural, you know, look.
Yeah, I do too. How do you know what you are? How do I know what color I am? I feel like I look green. Like I look at myself and I feel like I look like an olive. But I mean, I don't know. So how do I know what color tone?
Right.
How do I know without seeing you?
You said without seeing you. Yes. No, so how you would know, it's hard for some people, but if you look at your veins in your arms, that's an easy one, but some people find it a little difficult. They're like, I don't know if it's purple, I don't know if it's blue. Then I'm like, let's think of something else. Well, yes, so
mine are
what makes green? Blue and yellow.
Where's the color wheel?
The color wheel.
I do
blue
know
and yellow. And remember I said it's all primary colors. It begins with the primary colors, blue, red, and yellow. Because you can't make those colors with You know what I mean? You can't make other colors without those. So our veins, no matter if you're white, black, Mexican, Asian, whatever, you're going to have blue veins. The blood that runs through it is red, but you have blue veins. So if you're a golden or olive skin tone, that is going to create your veins to be green. Blue vein with a yellow skin, it's green, right? So if you are, say, you know, a Caucasian and your veins are still blue, the blood's still red, but you have a redder undertone, then it will turn purple. Red and blue makes purple. She is in.
So I am writing this down because I gotta make a trip. I gotta make a trip to the mall.
She's taking notes.
And I gotta say, hey, you see my green veins? I need some color corrector. I need some yellow. Let's get this done.
So even if I, you know, as an example, if I was to cover my tattoo right here, I am a yellow undertone, gold undertone. If I could use a red lipstick to neutralize that blue pigment and then put my gold foundation over it, and you will never see that.
So I would put, so what?
Well, it depends.
Blue or yellow corrector, or do I?
No, red. Yeah, red. Red is the neutralizer. Red would be the neutralizer for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would still get red. So red would be my neutralizer, and then
your golden
I would put
foundation on top.
You know I'm gonna
all day, girl.
Like, let's go through these steps.
It's okay. Again. It's okay. I love it. So it's no biggie to me.
You know what? And I hate that that I didn't think of it sooner. It would have been great to have her come to Shutterfest. I know. It's in St. Louis, so it's a big photography conference, and they have it's like probably the best hands-on and like interactive conference of all the conferences. And they have a program where they have models, and you can rent a model. They call it rent a human, but you know, it sounds weird. But,
when is it?
And they have makeup artists that provide services to all the artists and everything.
We can take a 24-hour flight. Let's go.
And like next week. Yeah, but I mean, and it's like a conference that like literally goes almost 24 hours, because even at 2 a.m, somebody's shooting. You know, I mean, it's like people are shooting. So they do that program from like 9 to 5, but then after 5 o'clock, they're still looking for makeup artists and people and stuff, because you know, they want to shoot people and do different things. And I mean, literally, like the hotel does not sleep. Period.
Next time, yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, that's my bad. I'll make sure you know about it for next year for sure. But it's really like, it's amazing and it's great. You know, the problem is that I think a lot of it for a makeup artist, they're looking for, I don't know that people get paid, so to speak. I think the after hours people get paid, but the regular part, I think they do it from a, hey, you'll get images to showcase your work kind of deal. But the after hours stuff can almost it can compensate almost or make up for it
from these
just by
photographers,
that.
because there's so many. I mean, that alone is, to me, is worth it, because you've got so many different photographers from around the world, and everybody has different styles. Even though they're photographing the same person, they may see it differently, and then the image might be different. So it's a whole bunch of portfolio building, you know, opportunities. So I know, I think you'd be amazing. Yeah.
And it's like some of the top photographers across the country. I mean, you're not just talking about, I mean, you have you have a range of everything. You have beginners to like,
in my past life, I was a
like everything in between.
So that would have been great.
So it's really, really cool.
It could be your current life too.
I'm like, I just love when I watch Mark, because he's in his element. He is on the floor. I'm like, yes, I need him to just walk around with me and take pictures so I can post them on Instagram, because they're gonna look amazing no matter what. I mean, he's the man hiding behind the flowers and
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, get the shot.
Whatever it takes.
Yes,
But you automatically know, Audrey, because you were doing behind the
yes,
scenes, so you're like
yes,
the same thing happens with
yes. I
us. Like she's
love it.
coming from behind the light
Did
and
you
like
did you
getting the pictures, so
did you
Oh,
it's
know
always
see,
fun.
that's
Mark
awesome.
knows how to almost do the splits? That was
So
one of the
I
things I
have a
learned the last time he was
go
in
ahead,
Chicago.
So that's where your
Right, the
daughter gets it
gymnast,
from.
the gymnast.
Okay, now it's making right there. It's making sense. So that's why she gets that
Yes.
number one spot on the podium. Okay.
Now, what were we gonna ask? Mm-hmm.
you know, the athleticism. So I was going to ask you. I know when it comes to makeup, the conversation is typically around
Mm.
women, but what suggestions do you have for men who are maybe doing photo shoots or not even daily, care? Like, what
I
can men
would
do
probably
to,
suggest two different
either
things,
get prepared for a
depending
shoot or
on the
just,
skin.
look their best?
I would start with a series of facials just to exfoliate the skin because men, I mean, even though you shave and that's kind of a form, just a very superficial form of exfoliating, you can really get down to, for the pores and things like that. So that's one. And two, say the person has decent skin, they keep up with it, and things like that. I would still suggest like a little bit of concealer, not a whole lot, and powder. If they're bald or they're shiny, just take away that shine. Take away the shine, but add that highlight under the eyes, but not like how a woman would do it, not like maybe accentuating the cheekbones with that highlight. You just want to cover those, because usually
Right.
everyone is dark, like right in the inside. It's not all the way through. So you would just use just a little bit of concealer. A lot of men find that kind of weird. But all the news broadcasters and, all these,
Yeah.
they all use makeup, and people think like,
They all
oh my
do it.
gosh, her skin looks great. She has some makeup.
Actors.
She definitely has some
Yeah.
makeup. And it's amazing
Right.
to see, now that I look in that light, I'm always critiquing, and, every movie I'm like, how did they get her skin to, I met
Yeah.
I forgot her last name, but she did Chadwick makeup for not Wakanda, for Black Panther. She did all of, like, his whole body, because he's naturally like a golden undertone, but she made him red to make him look more African. Yes. So his whole body was painted. The water
Wow.
scene where he had like, it looked like armor and things like that. That was all makeup. Like
Wow.
it looked amazing. But even the best of actors and actresses
Wow.
have on just a little bit,
Yeah.
because the camera lens, as you know, Mark, is HD. And I mean, even theirs is probably HD on steroids. So they're gonna see those imperfections, they're gonna see that little rosacea that you may have, or the, larger pores,
Right.
darker circles, hyperpigmentation. They're gonna see that. And in some cases, in some movies, they want to see that because they want you to look, a certain way.
Yeah.
But even if you're like, you're playing a role of a homeless person, you still have on makeup. You know what I mean? They want you to look rugged. So they're going to use a little bit darker makeup and things like that. But for the man that's preparing for the photo shoots, or just to, get back to it, facials, if your skin needs the exfoliation, or light makeup, maybe just powder and concealer, just to take away the shine and, yeah. So it's just called male grooming instead of makeup. A lot of males don't like
Awesome.
Male grooming.
Yes.
We like that
I
a lot
love
better.
it.
Yeah, I think that's important though, because I think, all of us have, we want to take care of our skin and want it to last and look good, as long as, As you get closer to 50 and beyond, it's like it's important. And I think that, like you mentioned before, when you're 25, it's one thing. You take, take it for granted, just leave it be whatever it be.
And
But as you
sometimes
get
it feels
older,
like
you see like,
overnight,
oh
because I
crap, like
swear just
this
last week I
matters.
was
And I think that's
21.
what's really important.
Oh, yes, I am.
Wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not
Right. She was adopted. She was adopted.
with the 20-year-old child, but I mean, the math isn't mathing, but we're not counting.
That is too funny. Yeah. So it's funny because not too long ago, my dermatologist, I love her. I've been going to her for, oh my God, over 10 years. And my last visit with her, she was like, Janae, it's time for us to start doing some preventative care. And I was like, what?
Right.
I was like, are you calling me old? She's like, no, Janae, I'm not calling you old, but we're at the stage in life where it's time for us to start doing some preventative. And I was just like, hey, I don't know how to take this. Like, we ain't never had this conversation before, and you've known me for so long. Have I hit that stage? But okay.
Yes, and even the word mature skin,
but
people
you
are like,
There
realize
comes a
my
time.
skin is immature.
Mm-hmm.
30 and above, you're mature. I hope.
Yeah. Right. But it does, and I do see a difference, obviously, in my skin, and like I say, I'm never afraid to say my age. I love my age, but I do want to go into 50 with a fight. So, I'm a year and a half away from turning 50, and I'm excited, but yet, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Probably, whatever Instagram filter I got on today. No, just kidding. But I do want to go into 50 with a fight. But I do see the difference, yes, in my skin today than it was obviously 30 years ago. But doing stuff now that I wish that I would have done back then. I have two daughters that are 18 and 14. Their skin is a little bit more sensitive than mine, but we're in this drier climate out here. Colorado is extremely drying. So if anything ages you, it's this dry weather here. No humidity whatsoever, but trying to teach them, like, hey, don't do what I did. Don't, make sure you are moisturizing, even though you don't feel like you need it. Make sure you're, I'm making sure that they have the right products that they need, things like that in their routine. So they're not where you get to my age and it's like, I wish I would have done that back then. And I didn't think to do that back then. And I don't even know, I don't even know if my mom or anybody ever told me to start doing it, and my mom, oh my God, if you saw my mom, she's 70 and she looks nowhere near, she probably looks closer to my age than anything, but I mean, her skin is gorgeous, but I don't remember ever having that discussion of, hey, moisturize and all this and all that. And although I'm a very healthy person, I would consider myself probably not the best, but I am very healthy about what I put in my body. But I wasn't always the greatest of how I took care of the outer part of my body as far as skin, things like that. The vitamins, the moisturizers, the, staying out of the sun. When you shoot high school seniors, you're in the sun all day long, every day, especially during the summertime. And then my youngest daughter, who runs track, she has track meets all the time. I'm out there in the sun from, 7 in the morning till whenever the track meets over. Sometimes it's 4, 5, 6 p.m. and you're smack in the middle of the sun. And so, sunscreen was always like, wear sunscreen, but it was never important until recent years. It was never drilled into your head until recent years. So so now I'm at that age where I'm combating all of them things that I should have been doing that I didn't do, so yes, there's the whole skincare tip, I think is huge.
And I feel like a lot of people forget. They're like, oh, I drink water, I put moisturizer on, but this is the largest cell, organ is our skin. So it's the last to receive all of those things that we're putting in our body, good or bad, but it's important, you know, that water, you know, that staying out of the sun, the sunscreen. I mean, I have 4 kids. My 12-year-old and 21-year-old will have a whole mask on their face like mine. They're all about their skin because they've seen me so much, you know, bringing home different things to try and things like that. So they, you know, they got the best of it. I didn't know all those things until I started working in dermatology, and it was like, oh, Black people need sunscreen for what? You know, I mean, we would wear it when we would go to the beach so that, you know, the shoulders don't get burned and things like that. But it was like, you know, you don't need to because you guys are dark already. It's, you know, the lighter skin that needs to, you know, have sunscreen. But that's not true, because then that's what causes us to have the age spots, the hyperpigmentation, the hypopigmentation, things like that, that you never thought you would have. You have this baby skin at 25, but it's, you know, that 5-year-old son, when you were 5 years old and you got a sunburn, it's going to catch up to you. You know, it's going to catch up to you, you know?
Yeah. Wow. Oh.
And that's one of the things that we've talked about on kind of like every scale, is all of the things that we have to unlearn. Because I was like, you know, like you, is like, we never knew a thing called sunscreen when we were growing up. And I was literally outside from the time the sun was up to the time the sun went down, and it was just not a thing. Like, one, we was too poor to buy it, so but two, it was like, you don't wear that, you Black, and you don't need it. And you know, imagine all the damage that was done simply because we didn't know that we needed something. So I think those things, and like you said, they catch up and they have it, you know, Rick gets told later, and it's like, oh crap, like I didn't know. And you know, you're trying to kind of catch up and make up for lost time.
I always say, you know,
at least when you know better, you do better.
Or you figure out what routine will work for you, stick to it. You know, and I know, you know, the common excuse is, I don't have time. You will make time for what you want to do. And I don't care what time I get home at night, this makeup is coming off and I'm going through my whole routine, no matter what time it is. So if you want to look crazy in the next couple of years, sleep in your makeup, girl, do what you want to do. But not me. I'm not doing it. So I have sleep masks, I have turmeric masks, I have, you know, and then I have everything down here that I'll be like, let me just take a little bit of this. You know, so yeah, it's very important to take care of your skin. Very important.
Yeah. Wow. It is.
So I want to answer this question, and then I want to come back with another question. But Linda asked, what should I wear with my eyebrows? She's 72 with silver and gray hair.
Like, if she wants to cover the silver, I'm not sure if she wants to, like, you know, cover them up. So there's a couple different things you can use. You can get them henna, you know, the henna on there that darkens them. If that lasts 1 to 2 weeks, depending on your skin type, meaning if you're oily or dry. You can get microblading. My grandma is, she's going to be mad if she's watching. Okay, she's not on here yet. My grandma just made 70, and she got her eyebrows microbladed. So that's something that you can consider. She didn't like her gray, and now that she has a microbladed, it kind of, you don't really see the gray as much, the silver as much. Or you can use like a powder, like an eyeshadow. You don't have to go out and get something extravagant. Take a little eyeshadow and just tap it in those brows if you're not okay with the silver color. But if you are okay with them, use something that's close to that color just to darken them up. You know, like I would say like an ashier color.
Okay.
No, everything.
Awesome.
Yes,
she said no, everything is natural.
Beautiful skin already. Yes. She's naturally beautiful. she doesn't need to do anything to her eyebrows.
Right.
Other than update her headshot.
Love the silver. Oh yeah, you should love the silver. I'm telling you, my grandmother,
That's
who
awesome.
I love dearly. She is like salt and pepper now, and she's like, oh, darken my hair. I'm like, girl, this is beautiful. Do you know how many 20-year-olds are getting like locks like this with silver, like or gray? And I'm like, what are you speeding up the process? Like, what is this? You know? So I'm like, embrace that. Listen, if I'm salt and pepper, it's gonna be salt and pepper right here.
Right.
Well, well,
See, this is all I got right here.
Can see that. Yeah.
It's up here too, but it's not there
I
anymore.
don't know. My husband one time went to his barber, came home, and his beard was darker, his hair was darker, and I was like, dude, what is going on? And he was like, oh yeah, so and so, he just wanted to get rid of some of the gray.
Don't
I
you
called
ever.
his barber and was like, don't you ever in life do that again, because he's not gonna be in trouble, but you gonna be in trouble for doing that. Like,
Yes.
I was like, that stuff is not cute. I was like, let that stuff get out and grow out, and he has never touched it. And he's salt and pepper, and I'm like, yes, you.
I agree.
Please
My husband used
like
to
that,
dye
please.
his, or they would use that. I call it man makeup, the spray that they put on there, and I'm always like, yeah, the dark looked great when we were 20, but I like the salt and pepper. I'm okay with it. He's like, it's too much.
I like the size. Yeah, I do
so
too.
now he does leave it. They'll spray like here, just to make it look fuller, but they won't mess with the goatee that's actually, salt and pepper.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than seeing like a hairline where it's just like painted in. It's like, dude, just let it go, bro. Like,
microblading to where it looks like they have the hair follicles. Now, I mean, no actual hair grows out of it, but it's becoming more and more popular with men for whatever, they want that hairline, even, especially the ones that are going bald here, as my husband is. He has the, darker here, and then it's like very bald up here. And I was like, well, we could do microblading there. He's like, no. I was like, okay, well then leave it alone. Just suggesting.
Yes. I've not seen that yet. Yes. Now I gotta Google that.
It's microblading, but it's scalp pigmentation or something like that they call it.
Yeah.
Scalp pigmenting, or Just deal with it, right? Just deal with it.
It's too much is what it is. I mean, at some point, it's just like it is what it is. But I think that's what I wanted to ask you about, or just get your opinion, thought, and same to you, Janae. It's like, we live in this world where everything is dictated by this platform or another platform or another platform. And everybody wants to look a certain way and appear a certain way. But the reality is we are who we are, right? And we've been blessed to look the way we look. And as we age, we're blessed to even the fact that, as a Black man, that I'm 51 years old is like a miracle. So the fact to be alive and all that. So it's like, what do you see as these influences of these social media platforms and all that stuff? How do you see it influencing just culture and where we are, and, from either standpoint, makeup, photography, or just period? Go ahead.
I say
either or.
As long as
but
you
can
have
start.
the confidence in yourself and who you are, and look at it as you do, Mark, as a blessing, who are you comparing yourself to? And I tell my kids all the time, because they're like, oh my gosh, my favorite YouTuber is this and has this, and and I literally had to break down a YouTuber to my son, who's 12. He has a favorite YouTuber. And I said, now let's watch one of his videos. Show me a video. He showed me the video, and I said, now look on their walls. Are there any pictures? Look on the countertops. Is there anything? Well, there's a computer. Who uses a computer in their kitchen with no desk? It's just it's a prop. This stuff isn't real. So once you realize that this is done just like TV, This is our TV now. Social media is our TV. This is a sitcom for you. Watching your best, favorite YouTuber. That's a sitcom. These things are not real. It's all for entertainment. But if you're comparing yourself to them, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be happy. And you can't look at something as in makeup to make you happy, material things to make you happy. You can't look for that kind of stuff. So those are the things that I try to tell my kids, like, you can watch that and be entertained by it, because trust and believe, honey, I watch my reality TV. All the ratchet TV there is, I'm watching it, okay? I'm watching it, but I'm just like, now y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself, because you can tell when one is jealous of the other, and it's mostly scripted, so things like that. But I even try to show them that, like, this is even scripted, So how real is reality TV? So I would say it's depending on who you are and whose you are, you would realize that you are important, and you don't have to compare yourself to anybody but who I was yesterday. That's it.
I love that. I love that.
Amen.
Wow. I mean,
yes.
Whose you are.
That's
that is
it.
key right there. Whose you are. Yes. I love that. I mean, I totally agree. Everything she just said, Mark, I don't know what more to say to that. I mean, what more can I say? But I completely agree. Like, it's sad that we are influenced by so much out there that is not us. Like, we're looking at things that don't look like us. Like, young girls are looking at other girls who are not the same skin tone, don't have the same hair grade, like none of that stuff. We're looking at stuff that has nothing to do with us. We don't live in that world. They don't live in our world, but yet we're comparing ourselves to that. And that's what's sad. But I will say this, what I do love about my girls, they tell me, and Mark, and I've said this before, they always say, Mom, your generation, what is wrong with y'all? You guys body shame each other. You guys have low self-esteem. Like, we love ourselves. This generation, is much stuff that's going on, they really do love themselves a lot more, I feel, than what our generation did, at least my generation. Because even though you'll see certain outfits that we may say that don't look right on, that person. Why are they wearing that?
Yeah.
They're not the right size for that. But the fact that they can wear it
right
and feel
there,
confident and feel good, tells me that they love who they are, and they are proud of every bit of what they have. They're not trying to be a certain size. They're not trying to do this. So there's certain things that this generation does that I applaud them for, that I wish that we would, we would have done. We would have been more proud of ourselves. But then there are certain things where they don't realize that, like you said, it's not reality. That is not the truth. Those few people who are influencers and they made it to the top, look what they had to do to make it to the top, to be the influencer. Look what they're giving in order to maintain that status. Look at the stuff, the hoops that they have to jump through on a daily basis to maintain that. I mean, you cannot tell me that, and I could be wrong, but you can't tell me that they're happy, not even 75% of the time. You cannot tell me that having to look a certain way, act a certain way, wear a certain thing every single day of your life, you are happy with that 24/7. No, you're having to live on stage your entire life in order to maintain that status. So that's what's sad, and they're not really showing you the downside. The stuff that they do show us on reality, they don't show us the real stuff. They show us bits and pieces of when they're sad. We get a little bit of sadness from them, but we don't get the true reality of what they go through behind the scenes. But they're never going to show us that, because if they showed us that, then they would become real and they would be normal like us. So.
Yeah. And to your point, a lot of it is a facade anyway, so it's like I'm playing the pretend game to look a certain way, to feel a certain way, so that I can make you think something to buy my
Yeah.
product. And, it's such a game. And it's like, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
only going to get
Because
worse
technology is
before,
gonna.
I don't even think there's a
Mm-hmm.
better. I think it's just going to
Yeah.
keep getting worse. And, we live in this superficial, yeah, like these
Mm.
filters. And I mean, even the AI stuff, I mean, you can actually, bring somebody in and do a
Right.
video with somebody else's face. It's like,
That
what do you
the
know that's
whole
real and not
everything
real anymore?
AI. I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is crazy. You don't gotta write your own paper no more. You don't have to look like yourself. Like, I'm just like, what? We're all gonna
Yes.
be like
Yes.
not
Yes.
real.
Yes.
Like, I mean, come on. No, we're
It's
like,
crazy.
do we think anymore? Can we use our own brains anymore? Are we,
Yeah.
creative? What are we? What are we? So here's my question to those that create these things. They're amazing. I mean, my goodness, you got to be a genius to be able to create these things
Mm-hmm.
that can do those things. But when you
Right.
create them, why are they creative? Like, do you realize that you're making us dumber?
Yeah.
Like, do
Yes.
they realize
Yeah.
they're making
Yeah.
us dumber?
But that's the point. That's the point. They want us dumb, because the dumber we
Right.
are, the dumber we are, the more we consume and do
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
things that they want us
Dumber.
to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
So
Was
it's
that
like
a
we
word?
become
Dumber.
robotic in our
Yes.
approach.
Dumb and dumber. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're
Dumb
absolutely
and
right.
dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
Yeah.
before you know it, we're all gonna have to walk around with glasses on so we can live in the meta world
Yeah.
to
The
appreciate
VR, the virtual
what
reality. You know.
Yes, we're gonna have to, because the real world and people aren't gonna
Yeah.
be, who we think they are. So we're literally gonna have to walk around with those on and be like, this is reality. You're right.
That's so
But we're
true.
halfway there now because everybody's
That's
walking
so
around like
true.
this.
Yep. Yep.
You look at the dinner table. I go to restaurants
Yep.
and it's all I see. Like, nobody's having a
Oh my God.
conversation. Nobody's
My poor
talking.
kid,
It's
my
just everybody.
youngest. Oh, I love her to death. I love her to death. Every night she's like, be so for real, mom. And I'm like, what? This is her new thing. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Because I put her phone on
Oh yes.
her screen time.
Oh.
I turn it on at a certain time every night, and she just, Mom,
Uh-huh.
she's 14. She just turned 14. She's 8th grade. She told me the other day, I promise you it was like 2 days ago. She's like in my office. She was like, Mom, oh my God, who goes to bed at 8:30? When have I ever gone to bed at 8:30? And I'm like, well, you need to be off your phone at 8:30. Oh my God. I said, you know what? I'll put it on. So I put it on to like 9:30. Mom, when have I ever gone to bed before 11 o'clock? I said, what? 11? Because I am asleep before.
That's why you didn't know. That's why you didn't know.
That's why I didn't write.
Right.
I was like, oh no, you're definitely not. You're being cut off at this time now for sure. But yeah, so you're right.
Yep.
It's this.
Our rule
So
at the dinner table, while we're in the car,
Yep.
and if we're out in public, no phones. Because I told my kids, you need to keep your head on a swivel and know where you are, know what's going on around you. If your head is in your phone like this, how can you see if someone is about to come and, clock you over the head or, anything? I mean, I know I'm being a little dramatic, but it happens, I mean, there was a woman sitting in her car in the Wendy's parking lot.
You're not. You're not.
It's inevitable. So I'm just like, as much as you can control, please do. So put the phone down.